Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play account. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. So right now, Clan v Clan, this is a non-personal rewards Clan v Clan. I have been away at work today, but we put up pretty decent numbers this morning, just popping books. And I think I upgraded one. No, I didn't. I didn't spend any Great Hall points because I wanted to plan a little bit. I did get. We still have this mission that we're stuck on, but we're working our way through that. Still grinding. I'm doing very well on my grind for Sand Devil right now. So we need 2,600. I think I'm at 2270. So just a couple more runs, and I'll have the crystals that I need to be able to do the summon, to try and do another crystal summon. As for the Dungeon Divers one, I should be able to do that. That's a lot of energy, though, so maybe not. Actually, I'm going to backtrack there and say, usually, not always, but usually it feels like, and I might be very wrong here, right? At the pace that I've been going with Sand Devil, it's a little over one point per energy, right? So that would mean 2,600 energy will get me the crystals that I need. On the flip side, I don't know if that translates as well to events, but usually it does. So if I were to grind through here to try and get the 4,500, it's fair to estimate that I might need around 4,500 energy. Now, again, that's not an exact science. I haven't studied this. I don't have the math on it. That's just my general kind of thought process and rule of thumb. So I don't know that I want to spend 4,500 energy. It would get me a second pull in for really good champions. I just don't know that it's necessarily something that I want to put all of my energy into, because we will have at some point another fusion or fragment summon down the line. Now, I do have a ton of gems. Don't really have all that much to use them on right now, so that is a definite possibility for what I could use the gems for. So, still a little undecided on that. I also wanted to give an update about Hydra. So you'll see here, we did 8.83 million. That's enough to get the maximum chest on normal. Now, some of you may be wondering, and if you're watching this video before you're running out of time to do Hydra, I highly recommend you take advantage of this particular matchup, because it's slightly easier for lower tier accounts. And one of the reasons being is that the starting heads, the head of Wrath, yeah, the head of Wrath, I think that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, the head of Wrath. I'm trying to see where his, because I might be thinking of a different head. Yeah, there it is. 15 places. Yeah. So the vengeance counter. Okay. So the head of Hath. Wow. The head of Wrath, the one that I call the exploding head. After they get hit 15 times, they explode. Ton of damage to your whole team. Usually that's what wipes me out. It either gets me really low and then I get finished off, or it just kills my team entirely, right? Obviously, there are things you can do to mitigate this: decrease attack, other forms of, shielding and timing your cooldowns to be so that you have your maximum defenses up before the head would explode, essentially. But that head does not start at the beginning of the fight. So the ones that you are dealing with is the head of Decay, head of Blight, head of Suffering, yep, and the Head of Mischief. So you take it's a little more easier in terms of damage. I definitely took a lot less damage from the combination of heads that started this round. Now, I still had to use my trick where I taunted right away. I also happen to have a block debuffs, which is now my favorite buff, or my favorite debuff for Hydra, because it kind of checks off a lot of boxes if you're able to keep it up. So if you don't have those things, you still may struggle, but this is a good opportunity if you traditionally struggle on Hydra to maybe go back in and give it a shot and see if you can have better luck against this combination, because this is the combination that I usually get a much higher score, which I did, 8 million. And that's because after 6.66 million, I said, oh, okay, cool, I got the max auto. I'm not, there's no way that I'm going to get enough for Hydra Clash points, right? I'm not doing 35 million with the team that I have, even on normal. So, I said, okay, well, I'm good. I got my max chest, and we'll call it a day. So I did that, and like I said, I just wanted to point out that this is a good time for you guys to give it a shot. Just to kind of, maybe if you do usually fail to get the minimum, which I think is 1.67, yeah. Maybe you get 1 million or 1.5 or 1.4, and you're like, man, I just never can do it. Maybe try it with this starting lineup and see if you have better luck. There's no harm in doing it, right? You run a couple times and see what you can get. I got to tell you, I ran it about... I mean, I'm not exaggerating here. I want to say I ran it about 15 times because I could not get the taunt to land from my Ultimate Death Knight. It got resisted many, many times. Sometimes, and it's only a % chance to go off in the first place because it's on a A1. So I kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and eventually I got it, and we were able to put up that 8 million damage, because that's a big part of it for me, is that first taunt. If I don't get that first taunt, then I don't. If I don't get that first provoke. If I don't get that first provoke, then I usually will not get the minimum amount. Now, I probably would have been able to get the minimum amount even if I didn't get the provoke against this difficulty. But I didn't know that going into it, right? So I kept trying and trying and trying. Finally, I got that provoke to land, and then I was able to get my block debuffs down for the first, before the Head of Decay goes. That keeps the very difficult debuff off, and I was able to move on from there. So I've shown that on the channel before, so if you ever want to see that, you guys can go back and take a look at some of my past videos. I don't know which video it is, but I know I've done it. So, or I've showed you guys how I just keep retrying in order to get that damage in. Now, a couple of tips here I have for you guys too. You'll notice, like here, I'm saving my clan boss keys. Now I'm doing that because I did not have great luck in clan boss today. So I had a 19 million on my, I don't know what I'm doing. I had 19 million on clan boss to start on Nightmare. And then I had a second run on Spirit that was like 17 million. So I definitely didn't 2-key. So I ran my third key, and then my third key did 21 million. And I was like, where was this for the last 2 keys, right? So anyways, so I had to put 3 keys into Nightmare. I will do one more into Brutal tonight. I'll probably be up around midnight, which would be about how long from now that this will be. So I'll put that extra key into Brutal there, and that will be it for me. Now, I'm a little light on points too. I was very good on most of my accounts about getting stuff done. I definitely need to do, and we're going to run this here while I'm chatting. Oh, I need to get Melga in here. She's not going to do any good right now, but I do want her in there over fire gun. So we'll let them go. These are probably going to be really slow runs because they probably only succeed off of Geomancer. Although Geomancer just wrecked that guy. Anyways, I think I got all of my points done for my other accounts. But for this account, I had planned on playing it today, and I didn't have that opportunity to play it as much as I would have liked during work on breaks and stuff. Just the way the timing lined up of everything, I didn't really have an opportunity to kind of do what I wanted to do in raid, you know, when I wasn't busy. So, but I did get a bunch of it done this morning because I went to bed early. I woke up early and got some stuff done. So I'm gonna turn off auto battles and let this one finish. So because I realized the reason I'm turning off multi-battles is because I wanted to talk about the crystals. Now, if you saw me, I posted about a month ago, I think would have been the Nergigante Prism Summon. And, you know, I had a pretty rough go of it. Wasn't happy. Very, very disappointed. I eventually did get Nergigante, but I was very unhappy in the moment, and I, you know, documented that for you guys pretty well, I'd say. Or not well, but I was very clear that I was upset. But I want to talk about this, because that was on my main account. I really, really want to talk about this from a free-to-play perspective. It's important to understand that right out the gate, I don't like the summoning pools. I don't like the prism crystals, and I am very, 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 very against exclusive champions. I do not think that it is fair for anybody in this game to have access to champions for only a limited amount of time. Now, you could make the argument for some of the free legendaries that we've received via the 7-day login rewards. I can see that argument where you say, okay, they gave it to them for free. Yes, it's exclusive, but they were given it for free. And while I'm not a huge fan of it, I can even see the argument behind Xena saying, like, we just set it at a flat cost. Here you go. What I don't like is saying that you will only be able to get these champions through very specific means, and it's not a guarantee that you're going to get them. You have to spend a lot of money, or you have to get very, very lucky. And what that ends up being is that a free-to-play account like this can suffer because I could go up against a whole in PvP. I could go up against a whole bunch of whales or krakens that spent a lot of money and got themselves Acelin. I'm going to say Acelin because that's what Ash called it today. So that's what I'm going with for now. Feel free to correct me in the comments. I will listen and fix it. So that, all of that being said, not a fan of this system, not a fan of the disadvantage, the huge gap between what a free-to-play player can do in this space and a pay-to-win player can do in this space. Now, granted, that same gap exists throughout the game. You're talking summoning regular shards. You're talking about gaining energy, books, doing fusions. You know, that gap exists. But this one feels like it hurts more because of the rules around it, right? There's no mercy. So Granted, I'd only get to pull 3, but if I pull 3 here, there's no guarantee that next time I pull 3 and the time after that, I could get epics in perpetuity. It's completely possible, very unlikely, but it's completely possible that I could get nothing but epics every single time I open up a Prism Shard for the rest of the time that I play Raid Shadow Legends, okay? Because there is nothing stopping that from happening. All of that being said, there is an upside for free-to-play players. If we accept the fact that we are already at a disadvantage, this gap already exists in the game, all right? I will never be able to compete with somebody who can spend tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm being literal, and get 3 Marishkas, 3 Terrasses, you know, and or more, right? Now, I accept that fact. I'm okay with that fact. So then I try to take a look, because I enjoy this game for the single-player aspect. I do PvP as much as I need to get the percentage boost to my stats, and then I'm good. I don't care about Platinum or whatever the high rank is called. I am content playing this game free-to-play and enjoying it for what it is. So what I like about this system is that I'm guaranteed an epic. Guaranteed an epic. And they handed me one yesterday. They straight up said, here you go. There's enough Prism Shards, Prism Crystals, whatever, to pull an epic. I like that. I don't want to look at them and discredit them and say all these negative things and not also speak to what is good about the system. All I have to do is run a little bit of Sand Devil. All I have to do is do a little bit of Dungeon Divers. Now, I say a little bit, a lot of it, right? We do have to do a lot. And I'm going to get 3 epics. Or I would be able to get 3 epics because it's 40 for Sand Devil, 20 for Dungeon Divers, and then they gave me 30. So that would have been enough for 3 epics. So they're just handing me 3 epics, and the only thing I have to spend is energy. Now, while a pay to win, that doesn't sound like anything. That sucks. You know, someone that's been playing the game for 5 years, I don't care. But as a free-to-play player on a new account, that's pretty dang good. And there are really good epics in here. You've got Ursula. You've got Warcaster. Void epics, by the way, which are way harder to get. And then you've got some of the other ones that are pretty decent as well. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I do have to run, so I'm going to end the video real quick here. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on the system. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next video.